right, so in this lesson, we are going to learn not only how birds fly, but actually why it's up to 70% more efficient for birds to fly in formation. And so to understand the concept of air pressure, we as humans, we live on the bottom of an ocean of air. And the ocean of air that we live in is made up of several invisible gases that have mass, they're exerting force, and all that is called air pressure. And so at sea level, air pressure is about 15 psi, or pounds per square inch. And so we humans, we've adapted to living in this environment, and we don't tend to notice the force of pressure that's pushing on us simultaneously from all directions, because that's what we've adapted to. So for example, for every 15 psi that's pushing on me from my left side, I simultaneously have 15 psi pushing on my right side and above. And so that's what keeps me in this environment where it doesn't feel like I'm living in a pressurized environment. However, let's say we could reduce the amount of pressure to maybe 10 psi on this side, and we would keep the force at the air pressure at 15 psi on my right side. Well, because I've reduced the force on my left side to only 10, I would have a push that would start pushing me that direction. So that's pretty interesting how air pressure works. Okay, so what we're going to do to demonstrate, I'm pretty excited, air pressure's pushing power, what we're going to do is we're going to take this empty plastic jug, and I'm going to suck out some of the air, thereby reducing the air pressure inside this jug, and we're going to see what happens. So to demonstrate this, it's just an empty jug, and I am using a shop vac, but I think you could use your vacuum at home and a hose. So this is a shop vac. And so all we're gonna do is we're gonna reduce the pressure inside the milk jug. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna stick this in here, and I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, get ready. This is a big moment. Whoa, baby, look at that. Ah. So what happened, you may ask? Well, let's check this out. So by lowering the air pressure inside this milk jug, all the greater pressure on the outside pushed it in. So this is air pressure in action. Just as if I lowered my air pressure on my left side, I would have a push that was harder that would push me that direction. So that is air pressure all around us, and we just don't notice it because we are equalized all the way around. The same PSI is coming at us from all over. But if we could reduce it, we would obviously notice, okay? So what's interesting is birds, love them? Birds fly using air pressure's force, which creates wing lift. And so we're gonna do some other experiments with this, but that is achieved by a physical law known as Bernoulli's principle. So Daniel Bernoulli, he was an 18th century mathematician. He discovered that as airspeed increases, so as airspeed increases, it's going faster, air pressure lowers. And so bird wings are basically designed that as air is hitting the front of the wing, it has to travel faster over the top. So here's the bird wing, and it's like, here's the front of the wing. So the air pressure, it's hitting the same spot at the same time, and the air molecules are splitting. So some of them are going over the wing, and some are going straight under. And so these ones on top, they have to travel faster to get to the end at the same point as this. So because the airspeed is increasing over the top, it's lowering the pressure over the top. And we just saw when you lower the pressure, there's a force, and that is called lift. And so that, in essence, is how birds fly, and airplanes have lift. It's Bernoulli's principle. So we're gonna do some tests in regards to this, but to begin, we have to understand air pressure and the force of air pressure. So, ta-da! There you go. Happy science.